Okay, Virgo. So I kind of feel like there's dueling energies in your spread. Now, let me show you. So on the bottom of the deck, you have the Hanged Man, and then you have the Knight of Swords. So this is kind of, I'm getting the word contemplative. We're kind of locked up a little bit, not moving. This is like fast forward movement, okay? Moving quickly towards something. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. And then with these two cards, what I'm feeling is a little bit of chaotic energy, not feeling as centered here, and then feeling centered. Okay? Which one are you choosing? I'm kind of feeling this is all about where we put our focus and where we put our attention, Virgo. Okay? You have the Two of Pentacles here. So this is about balance. The Hierophant in this card deck, they're doing yoga. So to me, this is about creating balance, creating peace, feeling peaceful within yourself, reconnecting with yourself. Okay? You do have the Drink Tea card on the bottom of the deck. I'm feeling the same thing. So just reconnecting with yourself, being at peace, doing things that that make you feel good, okay? That make you feel well within your physical body, your spiritual, mental, emotional body, okay? You do have the Ten of Pentacles at the beginning of the spread. So that, to me, that's very, very positive. And it's all about what you are focusing on. Are we focusing on creating this? Are we focusing on the Ten of Swords? Are we focusing on what we don't have or what we don't want? Okay? But with those cards in reverse, I'm feeling like we're moving out of that if you haven't already. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. Now, especially with the Hanged Man card on the bottom of the deck, what I've been feeling for a lot of the readings, not only lately, but for this current week, what they've been saying is these pauses that we've been having, okay, these pauses are beneficial. And I feel like you are going to begin to understand why these pauses have been happening, right? That Hanged Man energy. Underneath that is the Four of Swords. So that rest period. Rest and reflect. Aha! And then underneath that in that deck is the Ten of Pentacles. Aha! So that right there, that's all I needed right there. This time, this Hanged Man energy, to gain a new perspective, to rest and reflect so that we can get our Ten of Pentacles, the life that we dream of, the life that we desire. Okay? Three of Pentacles here. To me, this is all about focus. Focusing on what it is that we desire and taking the steps to cultivate it. All right, so that's what I'm getting here. And it's so funny because the majority of your message I'm getting from the bottom of the one deck. And in a way, it's kind of like Spirit saying, you know, this is where you typically focus and get your messages from, Jenna, but we're doing things differently right now, okay? We're doing things differently, which keeps coming up. So we're not focusing on what we don't have. We're not focusing on what we don't want. We're not focusing on the pains of the past because we're learning from them, right? I don't know about you guys, but I've been seeing the positive sides. So a new perspective on things that have happened to me, on ways things turned out, even on different emotions. Like I've been seeing, for example, anger come up. And you think anger is it's a negative emotion, and it can be, but anger can also be a positive emotion because anger can be fuel. that can help people change this world. If we didn't have anger, there wouldn't be animal activists. There wouldn't be other advocates out there helping to bring justice to this world and awareness, okay? So that's what I'm kind of getting here, is where is your focus, Virgo? Is your focus on feeling good, being centered with yourself, moving towards your happiness? I'm seeing the word freedom, stability, enjoying your life. Or are we still focused on what we don't have? The pain and suffering that we have and the pain and suffering in the world, okay? The pain and suffering that we have and the pain and suffering in the world, it's important to look at those, and it's important to figure out solutions for them. So I'm not saying anything negative about that. But if we are dwelling on things that we can't fix, we can't control, then it's not healthy, okay? So it's better for us to either think about solutions or flip the script, okay? Yes, flip the script. That's when we start to think about solutions. How do we stop this from happening in our world? How do we stop this from happening in our lives? Okay? So for some of you, maybe you're noticing patterns come up in your relationships, whether they're friendships or any type of relationship. And you're like, I thought I moved through this. I thought I healed this. It's coming up right in your face. And that's your hangman moment, okay? Getting that new perspective. All right, this happened to me before. How do I correct this? How do I put those barriers in place? Okay, those boundaries in place. Yeah. How do I put those in place? That's another thing that they're saying, because I accidentally said barriers, and I've said this in another reading. You can look at a person's defenses as being barriers or boundaries. Okay? So barriers we often see as being negative, right? Like somebody's got their walls up, they're not letting people in. Yes, that can be negative. But at the same time, are those not boundaries? Okay? So really, in any area of your life, Virgo, this is about flipping that script and looking at things with new eyes and a new light. But you have to focus on what it is that you want in your life, okay? I said this in another video, but lately I've had feelings of depression come up and just really feeling terrible about my life, okay? Feeling like I'm losing control, feeling like all of the fears that I've ever had in my life tumbling down upon me. And it was awful to live in. I've already done this, and I had to say to myself, Jenna, we are not going to continue to live our lives like this. We need to stop, and I need to focus on something that's more important, something that is more positive, okay? That's reconnecting. That is reconnecting to our origins, to our soul, to ourselves, right? Clearing out that chaos and remembering who you are and remembering what you deserve and what you desire. So when those negative feelings pop up, Virgo, negative situations pop up, who are we? Okay? Who are we? When something negative pops up on the news, we can choose to ignore it. We can choose to be angry at it. We can choose to let it bring us down. We can choose to let it make us want to stay home, right? If you think about all the bad things that are going on in the world, people getting stabbed and shot, I could stay at home and not live my life, or I could go out and live it. It's all up to you, Virgo, is what I'm getting, but it's like taking that pause. So it doesn't have to be a long pause, but taking that pause and asking ourselves, how do we feel about this situation? Are we going to let this situation bring us down? Are we going to let this situation lift us up? Okay? Are we going to band together and help support each other and help to build a safe community? Or, you know, if it's in the case of ourselves, are we going to bring ourselves down? Or are we going to forgive ourselves and speak gently to ourselves and bring ourselves up? So it's like that swing of the pendulum. Which end, you know? Which end do you want to be on? And I remember having this epiphany a couple of days ago when I was feeling those feelings. And it's all about what energy you feed. Okay? What energy you feed. There's always going to be something negative going on in the world. There's always going to be some negativity that you could find in your life, even if you are living the happiest life, okay? It just depends on how you focus on things, right? I remember I helped my boyfriend's parents move, and they didn't have an elevator in their apartment building, and it was up like several flights of stairs, like I want to say like 6, I don't know. It was bad. The poor man had to move, drive a long time, so he didn't get home until closer to midnight, and then we had to unload. And there was some heavy things, and we got through it. There's 3 of us moving, and I just said to him, like, well, at least it didn't rain, you know? And he was like, oh, you're a positive thinker. And I'm like, yeah. You know what? I never used to be. Never used to be. But all of a sudden people started calling me positive, and I'm like, I'm just flipping the script. I'm just starting to look at things in a new light, because that's what brings me peace. That's what brings me joy. That's what brings me abundance, is what my angels are saying, okay? So, so if we want this, there's always going to be chaos going on in the world. I'm surprised that the Tower card isn't in this spread. There's always going to be chaos going on in our lives, in this world, which is unfortunate. But it's about our perspective on things, and it's the energy that we give things, okay? If you put energy towards something, it will grow. So choose wisely, Virgo. All right? Okay, Virgo, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I see you in the next one. Bye!